Hi, my name is Ike and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be doing a statue spread in pencil. These are the ones that I plan to use of different hardness and intensities. So a statue spread is an old classical art exercise where you basically draw different casts and statues. I pulled my references off of Pinterest. So this is the first cast. I did the same process with all of these, and it's the same process I use for doing portraits. I would first create a rough sketch using the Loomis method, and then I would lighten the sketch with a kneaded eraser. After that, I would create a more finalized sketch with a good pencil. I think statue spreads are great to study and also a great way to grow as an artist, especially if you want to draw realistic art and portraits. It's a great way to train your eye to see the shadows and a great beginning exercise because a statue surface is very smooth, unlike a regular human face. When you're drawing portraits of people, you have to take into account like fat and muscle and wrinkles, so studying statues is a great prelude to that. One new thing that I have been doing in my art is the Atelier method. This is where you map out all the shadows and then place like one base tone for all the shadows, and then later on you go in and darken certain areas of the shadows, and this just helps the piece to be more realistic. I've started doing this for about 2 weeks now, and I have been enjoying the results and how my artwork looks. So this next cast is a statue of a nun, and she's wearing that classical headpiece. So I've been reading Clothing Folds and Creases by Morpho. It's a great book and a great tool as an artist and gives loads of examples. So hopefully my reading of this book will help the end result today. So I basically did the same process. I just added the clothing in as well. And I actually really enjoyed how the piece came out. I think the clothing looks pretty good. So this next statue is of a male torso. I unfortunately forgot to press record for the first part, but for the statue spread, I didn't just want to do statues in cast of human heads. I did want to mix it up a little bit. Even with the male torso, I still kept that same process of creating that rough sketch, the finalized sketch, and then using that Atelier method to do all the shading. This next sketch is of just the nose and mouth. There are no other parts of the face, so it was a bit difficult for me to get the sketch going, but once I was able to get down all the important landmarks, I was really able to see it and able to go in and add in all the shading. This next sketch was of an eye. Again, there were no other parts of the face. However, with this sketch and all the sketches going forward, I wanted to try the technique where you lay down a base layer of pencil and keep the same tone over the entire thing before you go in and add in all the shading. And I just wanted to try this just to be able to see the difference in results of having that base layer versus not having that base layer. I still did the same, Atelier process of mapping out all the shadows. I just wanted to see if that base layer really did help with the realistic look of the piece. For these next two sketches, I wanted to push myself, so I chose cast that had a lot of hair and a lot of facial hair because I'm not the best at drawing hair. So I just wanted to push myself. And these casts also had really good shadows, and I also thought the angle of the head would be a great challenge for me. So with this sketch, I added the base layer of the singular tone and still used the Atelier method on top of that. I'm pretty happy with how the sketch turned out. I still don't know if I prefer laying down that base layer or if I just prefer going in straight with the Atelier method and laying down the shadows. I feel like it would really depend on the lighting of the piece that I'm creating. So this is the final sketch of the spread, and I wanted to push myself not only with the facial hair but also with the wrinkles of the statue and trying to show increased age. I have definitely learned different things from doing this study that I plan to use going forward in my art. For example, at the end of the sketch, I go in and bold a lot of lines, basically the whole sketch, when I probably should only bold certain things. I think if I didn't bold as many things at the end of the sketch, then it would come out looking more realistic. So I'm definitely going to watch out for that in the future. So this is the final sketch. I'm really happy with how everything turned out, and I'm definitely going to do another study like this again in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!